Hey, what's up, everyone? Getting back on Comping Out the TV here. Happy New Year. It's January 1st, 2025. Trying to keep the momentum going and doing a podcast here today, um, which will be on, Paulo Fonseca getting fired as AC Milan coach and, Sergio Conceição taking over for him. Um, First of all, I think everybody, will know that I don't think that the AC Milan is in its best moment right now. Um, I think that the way the team is run, it's solely run based on money, and money is an important thing. I mean, you want to have a healthy financial club. Um, you can't be um, going into all this debts and get into financial trouble. So it is important, but um, I just question some of these moves that AC Milan has done with, like, for example, hiring, Fonseca over the summer. Um, when I heard that, I know there was a talk about the Lopetegui, and then the fans weren't happy with that, and then they went to this guy Paulo Fonseca, which when I recall him, being in Serie A, it was not not really that good with Roma. So I was kind of like not like impressed by that. Um, to me, AC Milan is one. We keep saying it's one of the best clubs in the world. That the club, it needs a top class coach to go along with it. And when I heard it with Fonseca, no disrespect to him, I just didn't think that was the right way to go with the team. Um, but they went with it, and I gave it the benefit of the doubt. And I said, okay, let's see what he says. Let's see what he does. And Fonseca, he's preferred formation. It was a 4-2-3-1. He's about 50 years old, and he coached Roma and Lille. So I said, let's go with it. And he came to the United States with AC Milan because they had their AC Milan tour. And, you know, they won those games against Real Madrid, I think, Manchester City, and Barcelona, or they had good results and everybody was, high. And then when the games actually meant something, things were going the other way. And, like I said, it seems like the people running AC Milan, they're most concerned with the money, make sure the business is making money. I mean, for example, I don't get too worked up about these games coming to the States. These friendly games where these European clubs, they come to the States and they go play at some big stadium, and people over here in the States, they never seen this teams play, and they go and they pay all this money. I don't get wound up about those games. I don't go to them because I know it's just a money grab. I've gone to one before back in the early 2000s, AS Roma, when they were coached by Fabio Capello, and Real Madrid. They played at the old Giant Stadium in New Jersey. I went there, and it was sold out. It ended 0-0, I believe. But so I don't get too crazy about those games. I mean, I wouldn't mind going. I mean, Yankee Stadium is not too far from where I am. And I wouldn't mind going, if the tickets were reasonable, like, friendly game, $25 or something like that. But no, you look online to see what the tickets costs. And it's like, for some tickets, it's, over $100. Others, it's $500-$600, and I'm just not interested in paying that kind of money. Um, you know, um, to go see that kind of game. People are they want to waste money in over here, and they don't, they go pay thousands of dollars to go see Messi play for Inter Miami over here. It's crazy. Um, so that's what I feel like the leadership of Milan is more interested in doing stuff like that versus making a team like the real Milan back in the days with Arrigo Sacchi, when they had all those guys and Fabio Capello, and then the most recent dominant AC Milan team, the Carlo Ancelotti era. That's what the real AC Milan fans want. They want teams like that, and they understand that it takes money, but um, you know, hiring a guy, like Fonseca, it just doesn't move the needle. And then, it didn't seem like, they got any players or brought up any players, in the summer, and then, off to the season. So, and this is what you get. Didn't seem like they got any players over the summer that were of any, value. Honestly, to me, the AC Milan team looks like a bunch of a bunch of Premier League, players or misfits or whatever. That that's all the AC Milan looks like. Uh, they got players, like these Premier League players like Tammy Abraham, Loftus Cheek, Tamori. These are just not the type of players that real AC Milan fans are accustomed to. We're talking about players like that the AC Milan of the good AC Milan teams. You're talking about the Pirlo type players. You're talking about Shevchenko, Kaká, Nesta, Maldini, Jan Kulowski, Kaka Kaladze, Cafu, guys like that. These are world class players. And then I look at this team today, and it's just like, oh my god. So, anyways, I to summarize what I'm saying, I don't think that the management, for this team is, they're more interested in the money than they are provide, the kind of team that AC Milan deserves, the fans, the ultras deserve. And Fonseca, he took this job, and to me, he was kind of set up for failure. And to me, I feel like this team, it needed a manager like Antonio Conte, who's not going to take shit from anybody, and he's going to go and you don't want to do what he says, you're not going to play. I feel like the team needed somebody like that. Instead, Fonseca is more of like, seems like he's more of, he doesn't want to, upset the apple cart. You saw he had problems with Leao and Teo Hernandez. It just was a bad situation. I don't blame the guy. I actually feel bad for the guy. But he's kind of set up to fail. And this past week they played Roma, and they ended up tying. And after the game, he went to his press conference, and they said that he, after the press conference, they found out that he was fired, or let go or whatever. And there was some controversy about, letting him go to the press conference, and people, I think people were asking him about if he's going to stay and this and that, and then after that he's fired. If that doesn't give you a picture, like how things are run with this club now, I don't know what does. It's January 1st. I think a day ago, Conceição, he came to Milan, and he had his first training session. Yeah, on Monday, I think he had his first training session, Monday or Tuesday, and then Tuesday they had to leave for Saudi Arabia. Because they're playing in the Supercoppa Italiana, which is basically, which was originally, it was the Coppa Italia winner versus the Serie A winner. But to make it more interesting, they have this 4 teams, semifinal and the final, which I like. I don't mind to see Inter versus Atalanta and AC Milan versus Juventus, especially now that Conceição is the the coach of Milan, and he's gonna play against his son on Juventus. That's gonna be interesting. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, why did they do this now? They're going, like the guy's got like one day to get this going. A couple days to get this going to go play in the Supercoppa Italiana. Um, what is he possibly gonna do? But then I thought about it. I'm like, maybe AC Milan's like, listen, we really don't care about the Supercoppa Italiana. We'll go there, to do our best, but we're more interested in the Serie A and the Champions League, and they gotta, he could go and start coaching the team and use those games to do more analysis on the team and go from there. So, typically when you get a new coach, the the team, they trade that. I've noticed that they play a little harder, probably because they want to try to impress the coach to get a starting job. So yeah, that's it. Sergio Conceição is the manager. He was recently at Porto, and I don't follow the Portuguese league, but I know that in the Champions League, Porto, they had played Italian opposition. One game I remember with when Ronaldo was playing for Juventus was Conceição's Porto. They knocked out Juventus from the Champions League, I think round 16. So if somebody told me, before this season, if I thought, Conceição or Fonseca, I would have probably picked Conceição. I mean, the guy, I feel like he has more, he's, I feel like he's done, more in a Champions League and bigger games. I could be wrong though. I didn't look at all Fonseca's stats. Fonseca's about a year older than him. Conceição is 50. Fonseca's 51. Pioli is 59. They're both UEFA professional coaches, all three of them actually. And so I would have picked Conceição. I don't know. I just felt, I feel like his personality is more, stern, and he's not going to take no shit from anybody. Versus Fonseca, he's more of like, he seems, I don't know, I never talked to the guy. He seems more like, more of like an X's and O guy. He wants style of play, versus more of an authoritarian, which I think Conceição is. Plus Conceição, I mean, he has a history in Italy. I mean, he played for, Inter. He, I'm looking at his information. He played, for Inter. He played for Lazio. He played for Parma. So, most of his career was in Portugal, but he, like I said, he played for Lazio, Parma, Inter. A lot of his career, I would say from 99 to, 2004 or 5, he was, in Italy. So he's familiar with Italy. He played for Inter. He I'm sure he has connections in Italy. He understands, the Italian game. And so I think it's a better fit. Like, is the guy going to win the Champions League? I don't know. I don't think so. But who knows? I mean, who would have thought this guy, Arne Slot for Liverpool, would be having a good season with Liverpool. He was a Feyenoord coach, and Roma used to kick their ass out of the Europa League all the time. Now he's having a good go with the Liverpool. So who knows? Conceição, his managerial career, he's been around. He played. He was. To name some of the bigger ones, he was Braga, manager. He coached in Nantes in France. He, coached for Porto. So, and he has some other, teams he was assistant coach and manager of, and so see how it goes. So like Fonseca and Pioli, Conceição, his preferred formation is a 4-2-3-1. Looking at some of his past games, I've seen he also plays 4-4-2, 4-3-3. So yeah. Um, I do, I think a change needed to happen, but again, I don't feel like it's Fonseca's fault. I feel like he was set up to fail. Um, and we'll see what Conceição does. But yeah, that's what I got. Um, hopefully, AC Milan could turn it around. Like I said, I'm not really happy with the team. I feel that AC Milan, needs to have an Italian DNA, and I don't see it there. I mean, the coach is Portuguese, the ownership is American. You have people, leading, Ibrahimovic. I mean, one could say, he's been in Italy a long time. I think you need AC Milan needs to be an Italian DNA. I mean, you watch the games and there's not even any Italian players playing on the team. I mean, you have Teo Hernandez, Gabbia is like the only one that plays. Magnan, in the midfield, you got Reinders, Pulisic, and I don't know, Musa or whoever they put over there, and then you got Leao and Morata. It's just very disappointing the state that AC Milan is in. With regards to, okay, whatever, listen, it's nice that the owner is Italian, but whatever, he's not Italian, he's an American guy, that's fine, as long as he lets people know what they're doing, do the job, and he has, and he's leading the organization to making money so they could put the right product on the field that the AC Milan fans expect, then I don't have a problem with it. But I just, looking at this team, like I said, I feel like, they just got a coach and like, okay, here you go. This guy's not going to fight Ibrahimovic. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if Conte was hired as the coach, like he would tell these guys, like what they don't want to hear, like, the management. And Fonseca, I feel like he was, like he's the kind of guy that would tell them what they want to hear. And so again, I don't like the state that the club is in. I don't feel like it's Italian DNA, especially with the players and the coach. But hey, they're moving forward, and let's see what happens. I don't understand why they don't let the more Italian players play in this team. Gabbia, I know Camarda's young; he's still 16 years old. Hopefully, they don't ruin him. Terracciano, he plays, but I would like to see more Italian blood playing on this team. I mean, I believe there was talk, Ricci from Torino, that would be nice, but I understand that the game is international, is becoming even more international now, and I don't think it's a bad thing to have international players in the team, especially from a marketing point of view. But I feel like the most successful Italian teams have an Italian DNA in them. You look at the Atalanta. They have 4 or 5 Italians starting. Napoli. Lazio with with Rovella. What's his name? Provedel, Zaccagni, and I forgot what the defenseman's name is over there. They, 5, 6 players starting, I think is good. Because obviously I support the Italian national team too, and I want these players to be playing at the highest level. And right now, Serie A, whether people want to agree or not, is the highest level in club football. It's that in Premier League, and so I want these players, Italian players, to be playing, getting more game time, which can improve the the Italian national team. So, anyways, having said that, that's all I got. I don't like the state that the team is in. I hope for AC Milan fans that things start to turn around and they get things, back in order. Having said that, Happy New Year. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X. And we're going to keep on going. All right. So we'll see you guys. Happy New Year.